Hi, I just wanted to answer a few questions that people have emailed me about what do I eat on the HCG, how it's kind of boring, and I did find a few things that interest me, and so I figured that I would share those. There's a guy that I've seen on there on a YouTube channel that is lost on the video that I had found. He had lost 140 pounds just from the time that he'd done the video, and he was talking about these Quest bars. You can get them like at GNC, you can get them at grocery stores, but you really got to read the wrappers and like the ingredients. And so he says it works for him, so obviously I want to do what he's doing. He lost 240 pounds in 10 rounds, 5 short, 5 long, and he got these bars. They're called Quest bars. Of course, they're backwards because it's in the video. It turns everything around. This is the double chocolate chunk. You have to look in the ingredients to see if there's any sucrose or cellulose, of course, you know, whatever low sugar stuff that they add and stuff. This one just has the steviol glycerides, which is stevia. I'm probably saying it wrong, but there's a protein blend. There's a soluble corn fiber, which helps with the constipation. Then there's almonds, erythritol, water. There's trace amounts of nuts in it, the almonds, and milk-derived ingredients. There's unsweetened chocolate, cocoa butter, and palm oil, sea salt, that sort of thing. So I don't recommend eating them probably like every day, but you know, when you're in a hurry and you have to eat while you're out or whatever, and you happen to, like, for me, I had this for lunch today. I had a whole one, but I actually ate this one, and it was really good. It's the strawberry cheesecake, and I ate that, and then I had, I think it was like 12 cherry tomatoes with it, because you have to have a veggie when you do this with whatever you have. But that has 20 grams of protein in it. So I really like that one. The chocolate one is really chewy, kind of hard. So it kind of reminds me of like a Tootsie Roll. This is a double chocolate chunk. So all you ladies that are needing a chocolate fix while on HCG, I didn't really like the chocolate delight recipes that I've been finding on the YouTube, but I have been using it's a HCG mug cake, chocolate cake recipe, whatever. I can share that if you want it. That I use extra virgin coconut oil. I've got all this stuff over here. The natural unsweetened Hershey's cocoa. 1 egg, coconut flour. I use my stevia. I use a little bit of, what do you call it, vanilla extract, and a little bit of my stevia vanilla cream sweetener, instead of using any kind of sugar or anything. And I use heavy whipping cream. And of course, you know, I did get some questions about the heavy whipping cream. Well, isn't that really fattening? And while it might be fattening, it's easier for your body to break down than some other like milk dairy products. Like, I mean, I guess you could use skim milk or whatever, but the heavy whipping cream it's not as bad for you as like coffee creamer or something like that, because there's so many different additives and things. Your body has a hard time getting rid of it quicker. So typically with this diet, you have to keep it pretty much oil-free, butter-free. The lower the fat, the better. Of course, you know, when you use like 1 tablespoon of heavy whipping cream in a whole mug cake, and I usually only eat about half of it, it's not really all that bad. Plus, when you add it with the coconut oil actually Actually, it eliminates quickly. I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, so the Quest bars, like I said, there's the strawberry cheesecake, there's the double chocolate chunk. These I haven't tried yet. The cinnamon roll, coconut cashew. All these do not have any sugar. And this is banana nut muffin, and of course another chocolate. So that's what I had for that. Also, I found something else. It's called Zevia. This is like the Dr. Pepper version. It's 0 calories. There's no caramel coloring in it. There's no sugars in it. It's just made with stevia, and it's when you get it cold. I don't recommend drinking it hot. When you get it really cold and you drink it and all the bubbles, that's like my favorite part of having a soda was the bubble rush. And then like that slight sweet. It's really good. It's gluten-free. It's kosher and vegan, of course, if you care about that sort of thing. And it's clear. It's not too bad. My daughter, the 16-year-old Mackenzie, she tried it and doesn't like it, but she doesn't like anything with stevia in it. She says it gives her that bitter aftertaste, and I guess I've just learned to like it because, you know, when you're desperate, you just do what you got to do. But Zevia is really good. They have other flavors. They have berry flavors. They have cola flavored. They have cream soda flavored. I can't remember what other ones, but Fresh Market, when I went to Richmond to go get a car, has these. I also found this. Like I said, I'm really not very good with like pronouncing things sometimes, but Steez. It's organic, it's unsweetened green iced green tea, and it's unsweetened lemon with natural flavors. It's supposed to be organic. It's part of the fair trade thing. But it doesn't have any, it just has green tea and lemon. And there's only 20 milligrams of sodium, no carbohydrates, no sugar, no protein, no fat, no nothing. So, and one whole can, which is kind of big, is 16 ounces. And it's not too bad. You can get it in the refrigerated section typically in any health food part in your grocery store. Also, some people can get away with eating the Melba toast. I found that it kind of slowed down my weight loss, and but I have like 2 bags because I was like, oh, yum, it's like bread. And then I realized, oh, I can't have it. So I kept these in the house, but just in case I get really desperate, because I don't want to cheat, but I know these are allowed, so it's kind of like an easy cheat, you know, sort of thing. But Melba toast. On phase 2, no, you can't, never mind. Unsweetened applesauce. Funny thing is when you go in the grocery store and it says original all natural applesauce, then you look in the ingredients and it says apples, water, sugar, high fructose corn syrup, sugar. And it's like, okay, what happened to original? Because apples don't have any added sugar, just natural sugars. This one says apples, water, absorbic acid, or earth acid, whatever. Anyway, that's to just maintain the color so that it doesn't turn brown. But this is good. If you didn't want to use the coconut oil, you can use applesauce in your mug cake, or just have applesauce for your snack, you know, that you're wanting to have, like a small amount. Also, if you happen to, one other thing I found is that pickles. There's the Clausen refrigerated pickles. If you read the ingredients carefully, you will find that there's one that I found. It's like the halves. The minis have the sugar in it. The whole ones have the sugar in it. The spares have the sugar in it. Spears. It's just the halves. The halves do not have any sugar in it. Yes, the kids are behind the couch. There goes Kenzie. So they don't have any sugar in it. But, of course, they have a higher content with salt. You got to worry about the water weight gain if that's something that you're concerned about. I chose to keep using salt this round to kind of see what's going on, because I'm kind of a saltaholic, and I thought I was going to go out of my mind last time with no salt. But what I'm saying is, if you do have stuff with a lot of salt and you notice that, or you go away for the weekend and whatever you have has salt in it, because they like to pump the food with salt, get you some roasted dandelion root tea. I was watching on Dr. Oz where he said that people that are doing so good on their diet, they'll have one cheat day a week, and then when they do non-HCG, obviously you don't want to do a cheat day on HCG because you will get it back quick. Can't have sugar, no bad stuff. But if you have the dandelion root, like that evening or like the next day, it takes rid of the water weight gain. And also I was reading it and the box, and it said it actually helps you eliminate stuff better. It improves your body's digestive processes, and we all know what those processes are. So just have some of that. Maybe put a thing of put a little bit of lemon in it if you want. Put a little bit of stevia in it if you want it sweet. I kind of like my hot tea a little bit better. So anyway, dandelion root to get rid of swelling and stuff like that. These I found ground peeled tomatoes, and I'm going to use these in my some soup that I'm making. And I'm going to show you what those noodles are in just a second because I forgot to get those. But ground peeled tomatoes. These have no sugar in them, and you can kind of make your own spaghetti sauce. And if you're, divide it up and measure out your tomato stuff. And I can actually make this for my family and mush it up with my hands because they're soft in there. And then add in a lot of seasonings and herbs and stuff. And it makes a really good spaghetti sauce. It's really easy, and it makes it more natural tasting. So this is really good in the soup I'm going to tell you about in just a minute. Also, when I cook my meats or my vegetables and I do it on the stove and I want to saute it a little, I used unsalted chicken stock. I like chicken stock because it has a lot of flavor in it and it's unsalted, so I'm not adding the amount of salt. My only salt I try to add is when I put it on it, like for my food, not while I'm cooking it. And this adds a lot of flavor to like chicken breast. Like if you want to put your chicken breast, your tenderloins, I have a George Foreman, a little one. I put this in the chicken and I let it soak in there a little bit so it gets a little bit more flavor, and then I put some of this seasoning on it. This one does not have any sugar in it. It's by Weber. It's called Chicago Steak seasoning. I seen it from another YouTuber that does the HCG, and she's lost a lot of weight also. But it's the Chicago Steak seasoning by Weber. I think there is salt in it. But so when I do this, I don't put any extra on my food. And I kind of do it a little bit sparingly, just enough to make it look more interesting. Phase 2, I use these. This is from another HCGer I seen. They're natural crackers. I try to keep things fresh when I'm not going to use very many. They're called 34-degree crisp crackers. Anyway, there's, you can put brie on them and all kinds of stuff. They're really thin. They kind of remind me of an Italian cookie, but they're really super thin. They don't really smell like much. They kind of have a hint of like a sesame flavor. Maybe there's sesame in there. Let's see. There's wheat flour in it. This is when you're like on phase 4 and you're doing maintenance. This is healthier than eating regular, yeah, there's sesame seeds in it, that's why. These are better than eating regular crackers. I didn't get them at Walmart. I got them at Walmart. Sometimes you could find them at a good grocery store if you have one. But that's, hang on, let me make sure. 1 second. Okay, 1 second. So, Pasta Zero, shirataki noodles. They're in the refrigerated section of some grocery stores. I got them at our local Walmart. There's already solution in here. So basically the texture is similar to pasta. My husband is very picky about what he likes. and textures and all kinds of stuff. He actually, the 16-year-old is crawling on the floor, so she's not in the video. Hi. They're cold, by the way. They're Pasta Zero. They're shirataki spaghetti. It's made with water, cognac flour, chickpea flour, potato starch, calcium hydroxide, reduced iron, folic acid. You have to keep it refrigerated. It's perishable. Do not freeze it. It has 3 grams of dietary fiber, 4 grams of total carbohydrates, 0 sugars, 1 protein, and there's 15 calories. So that's a lot better than your regular pasta, which has 220 calories. Pasta Zero has 4 grams of carbs, and regular pasta has 43 grams of carbs. That's real pasta. So this is made by Vita Soy, and I got it for about $2, like $2.18 or something like that. But what you do is, you don't drink the solution. You put a strainer in your sink. You dump this in this. You open it up. You cut it. Otherwise, you're gonna make a mess. You cut it. You dump it in the strainer. You rinse it out really good. I would do it with warm water, especially if you're gonna put it in a soup. My daughter made a really good soup with shrimp in it and stuff, and I'm gonna tell you about that in a minute. Or she can. No, she can't, because she's not ready for video right now. Are you ready for video? She's shaking her head no. Okay, so you dump this in the strainer, you rinse it out really good, because it kind of has a little bit of a fishy smell, and it's only because it's been sitting in this water. So don't be afraid of it. Just rinse it out a lot. And then I've only used it in soup. I haven't done it dry yet. So when we do a soup, I'll do like a chicken bouillon. She did a chicken bouillon. She cut up a carrot, and she had garlic and ginger. Powdered ginger? Real? She put a little bit of real ginger in there. Fresh garlic? And fresh garlic. And a carrot, and then she put some shrimp out of the freezer bags. You know, you get the freezer bags. She put shrimp in there, and then when that stuff's all done, then you just take this after you've strained it really good, put it in with your pasta, your soup sauce, whatever, you know, your soup that you're making, and then just mix it a little bit so it all gets like mixed together and it gets hot, and then it's done. Like, it's really good. It's like, it definitely is better than having the same thing all the time. So my thing that I made with it, with the tomatoes I was telling you about, I did chicken bouillon, or you can do the stock, and then I did a little bit of the tomatoes to count for my vegetable, and then I did a half a bag of the shirataki noodles, because there's 2 servings in here. 2/3 cup. Yeah, there's 2 servings in here. I put about a half a cup, I think, of this in there, and then I just put chicken in there. I think that was it. I put a little bit of onion powder, some garlic powder, and it was really good. And I'm really glad that I found these things. They also go by Miracle Noodles. You can look those up on Amazon, the Miracle Noodles, or they got some other names. Anyway, usually it's the yam root, and this yam it's a Chinese root. It's not an actual potato like the yam that goes in the yam family. Another thing that I've seen somebody use, and I've not done this on phase 2, is the 000 Oikos blended Greek yogurt. This one girl, HCG Tika, she does the Greek yogurt. I think she said she does a Greek yogurt like a half a cup a day or something like that. And of course, this is a little over half a cup. She does a half a cup a day of the Greek yogurt, and then she has it. She doesn't do fruit, and then she has that, I think, for breakfast and her coffee. But those are just a few things. It doesn't have to be boring. No need to stress out about it. I'm really excited to share these little tips with you because I've read probably hundreds of videos or watched them about people that have done HCG and been telling me their little secrets and stuff. And so these are a few of their secrets that I'm sharing with you, so it makes it not a secret anymore. But of course, I'm doing grapefruits for breakfast, a half a grapefruit and coffee. For lunch, I'll usually either do shrimp or chicken, and I'll either do cucumber or tomato. And then for dinner, whichever one that I didn't do from that combination, I'll do like shrimp with a tomato, and lunch I'll do chicken and cucumber. So, but if I'm out and about, I will stop at like Wendy's that I know has all natural, no soybean type burgers, and I will get I'll get like a half pound. This is gonna sound like it's like, oh my gosh, she's on this diet. What is she doing? I'll get a half pound burger, and I'll say I don't want any cheese, no mayonnaise, no tomato, no ketchup. You can have mustard. No ketchup. Sometimes I'll say no. I'll say no lettuce and no onion, but I'll add extra extra pickles, like lots of pickles, and then I'll put those in between the two patties that's there, and then I will wrap it up in my thing with no bun, and then just eat it like that. So that counts as my protein and my vegetables, the pickles and the hamburger. So I've been doing that, and I've still been losing. Like I said, now I'm like 10 pounds, more than 10 pounds, and it's been 2 weeks, which isn't too bad. I would really like to do 1 pound a day, but they say half a pound to 1 pound is about your average. So that's all that I was just going to tell you about. Sometimes I'll do strawberries for breakfast. And then I'll do, in between my dinner and my lunch, I'll do a Honeycrisp apple, a big one, and then that will be my snack, and that has been helping me with the constipation issue. So anyway, so it's all that stuff, and then drinking my 2 liters of water. So I just wanted to tell you some of my tricks, just in case. I know there was some ladies that were asking me some questions, and they've been kind of interested in doing this, and it is doable. You just have to know that, you know, I'm going to follow this no matter what, because it's only 6 weeks that I have to eat like a crazy person. And I went away for this weekend. I didn't die. I actually had, I did 1 steak day, and then another day I went ahead and just had steak for dinner, and I did broccoli, which some people do it on protocol, some people don't. And then I had a salad. I picked out all of the cheese and all that junk that they put in there, told them to hold the croutons, and I got a dressing that didn't have any sugar in it. So it was an Italian dressing, and so it worked for me. I did that. And then also when I go to Chipotle, that's one of my favorites. I'll get, they call it a 3-pointer. That's what you order, and you can pick 2 items. Like you can pick a chicken and beans, and then the salsa is, you know, your third. Well, I get chicken, and then I get salsa, and the salsa is like free pretty much. And so there's tons of salsa with like pico stuff in it. It's not like a regular salsa that's been cooked with sugar in it. It's just pico de gallo, whatever. And so it's all that and pico and the grilled chicken, and I don't have any gains whenever I do that. So it is possible to go out to eat. I like going out to eat because I don't have to cook or clean up when I'm done. Yeah, a little bit lazy sometimes, but yeah, modern conveniences are sometimes they get you. But anyway, so those are all my shortcuts so far. If I have anything else, I'll definitely share it. Sorry, this one is a little bit long, but I had a lot to share. So if you want any of those recipes, just let me know, and I'll be glad to help you out with it. Thanks. Bye.